that's scary. Yo, 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 yeah, that's scary. Yo, 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 yeah, that's scary. Yo, 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 yeah, that's scary.
Top 5 dead alive, only came to terrify. Every topic scary, we can lead the bravest paralyzed. Hope you're not at home alone, better keep the lights on. But if you love adrenaline, then welcome to the fright zone. Billy is the leader, the visionary dreamer. Gerard got the joke, scaredy cat the screamer. You gon' get this work, if you scared, go to church. This podcast is scariest, you heard it here first.
And he said that to me because I was like, I'm just excited that Jeepers Creepers is here. You know, I want to see the character again. But when because he's a huge lover of Jeepers Creepers.
Yo, 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 yeah, that's scary. Yo, 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 yeah, that's scary. Yo, 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 yeah, that's scary. Yo, 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 yeah, that's scary.
Yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome to Yep, That's Scary, your new #1 Halloween horror and haunted house podcast. And we have a good show tonight. Actually, I didn't even change up. I didn't even change up like the format or anything. I just went straight in because I'm just excited for today. It's our anniversary show today, and I got
Happy
my
anniversary.
buddy. Thank you, Jay. I got my buddy and guest co-star with us, Jason Thompson. What's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Thanks for asking me to come on here too. This is pretty cool.
Yo,
I'm a big fan of talking about myself. I mean, the things I do.
You know what? It's so funny because as we were preparing for the show, the original co-hosts, everyone was getting ready for the show, but then things happen, life happens. Actually, this is my first show back, being sick and being in the hospital. And so I'm so excited that I made it. I was like, you know what? Yep, That's Scary. Anniversary's coming up, and it all worked together. Like, I got better, got out of the hospital, feeling much better, feeling my 100% me. And then it was like we get this call, and it's like, yo, we got this amazing actor that wants to do an interview with Yep, That's Scary. And I'm like, yes, check, let's go. Let's put it on this date because it's the anniversary, and it just all worked out. And so because we don't have our original co-host here, I'm so excited to have Jason Thompson, the production designer, the extraordinaire, the creative mind master of horror, with us today. No, tell everyone who you are, all the viewers that's watching and listening,
sure.
who you are and what you do.
I come from a long line of horror nerds. My parents were really into horror, my grandparents were into horror, and it was kind of like a generational thing. Funny enough, probably because of the witchcraft stuff we were involved with and the Innsmouth stuff. It's a long story, but I was raised in a horror family household, and I was so into horror movies as a kid that eventually I grew up and became someone who makes horror movies.
Yes.
So real quick, hey kids, follow your dreams. But it started at the age of 16. I became an art director for my local community-run haunt. And as far as I know, youngest art director in the history of the industry, which is bonkers. If anyone out there knows someone who started younger, let me know. I'd like to give them a high five and maybe it'll lift the curse off of me.
There are some out there now. There are some out there now that are 13, 12 doing doing it.
And young kids putting so much heart into this. This is why the haunt industry is my favorite. Everyone is so into it. If you're working at a haunt, it's because you want to, because no one, you want to. It's a passion, job, really rough job. And so I reflected on that when I was going to do the seminar at HauntCon last year. And I was like, well, let me sit back and actually make an appraisal of what I've done and what I'm able to do, because unless I am confident that I can teach people, why am I going to try to take their time from them? So I did the math, figured out that I've been actually a stagecrafter and production designer for 30 years now, which I had never thought about it. Like each day I would just go in, do my thing, have fun, leave. I never actually, it's amazing to look back and see like I got what I wanted out of my life very quickly. And I did go through a lot of adversity, and I ate a whole lot of, is the timer off? I ate a whole lot of shit sandwiches to get where I needed to get to today. And I did. And it's
Paid
definitely
your
from the
dues.
support of my friends and family. But yeah,
Yes.
yeah, you stick with your dream and like just pay your dues. You will get there. Don't give up. And
Yes.
that's, everyone wants to give up every once in a while, and we all get that. I've gone through that, but never did. There was something about it that always called me, even as a kid. Like I said, I
Yes.
was raised in weird horror stuff, and now my goal is to make. I want to give other people that same opportunity to be raised in that weird horror stuff.
Yeah.
So I got to
Right.
get out there and just make stuff and do it.
And you started in haunted house, you know, you say you started
Oh
making
yeah,
stuff, you
yeah,
started in haunted houses and whatnot, and
yep,
then you're now production designer for films
yep.
in Atlanta, Georgia. And let me tell you, I've seen your work, and I've seen it on in movies and streaming platforms. And let me tell you, you have an eye of detail, and just, you know, you could really set the mood with your creativity and your creations.
Thanks. I think it's the ADHD. I'm very detail oriented when it comes to what I see on the screen. Like I've been very analytical and over analytical about the art and technique of production design. And my goal as a production designer and my job is to just help tell the story, help move the story forward. But I got to do it in such a way that no one realizes what I'm doing. Like
Yes.
you have to have an immense sense of detail, but you can't have anything that takes the focus away from the story, the actors, everything else. It's a big cohesive unit. And like I said, I got to sit there and be at the intersection of art and technology and go, how do I help the director tell their story? And for me, that's
Yes.
creating a realistic world for the director to have everything happen. I need to make it a place where the actors characters can live, where it makes sense for how it's lit. There's a bunch of other weird technical nonsense involving it too, but for the most part, it's like, yeah, I have to be a storyteller, but I'm not allowed to talk, which
Mm.
is a blessing sometimes. See, you agree? You're like, yep.
You know what, that's very profound that you said that. And you know,
Oh, thanks.
and I gotta get you on your own segment so we could break this
Oh, for
down
sure,
and
for sure.
in detail, because there are so many young people that are out there that want to be a production designer and needs. And I think just hearing you say this, there's gonna be some great nuggets for them, because I know like a handful that would tune in and hear from you that did not show up to HotCon and
You
would
guys missed it. I was
yes,
like only partially awkward. And I only got embarrassing near the end, but it
to
was phenomenal. I like
to
loved it.
the point when Fear Expo happened, you were on that, you were slated for that, and you know you couldn't make it because of it. But I don't think it like I don't think admin and management communicated because you were still on the roster, and there were
Yeah,
so many people in your classroom lined up ready to hear more from you.
yeah.
And when
They
they
were all like,
announced that you weren't there, I was like, how did we miss that? How did we miss it?
yeah.
And they were like, you know, hey, he's not here today. And it was some people were a little bit, unfortunately upset about it. But they
There was a lot of hate mail.
I think we need to get
No,
you
no,
on Yep
everyone was
That's
cool.
Scary and have a
I
segment
would love to.
just
I would love to.
for you.
Yeah,
And
man.
get those people back on it.
My two favorite things are to teach and to learn. I like learning more than I like teaching, but they both go hand in hand. And if I can sit down a bunch of people and tell them this is how I did it. It may not be
Yeah.
the best way, but it's the way that was best for me. And to be able to share that, because again, in the haunt industry, it all starts with a bunch of kids with oops paints, and they have to learn from each other and how to do
Yeah.
this. There's no school for haunt attractions.
No.
Oh, there should be
Only,
maybe.
only,
Don't call
only,
me.
only in the over across the pond in the UK. I found out that you could get a degree in doing haunted attractions.
What?
And
Wow.
I have a couple of friends
I
out
just
there
quit my job.
I have a couple of friends out there in the UK. I went out to the UK and met with Merlin Entertainment, which is second to Disney, on a project with Jack the Ripper. And let me just say this: when I met with the young folk there, they totally gravitated to me, and I didn't know that they had degrees in haunted attractions. And
That's great.
they watch, and they look at America because we are. I mean, of course, we're the pioneers of haunted houses and everything like that. Even though you can see the origins come from different, places and backgrounds, but
Oh yeah, yeah,
we're
sure.
totally
Still a very
coined.
young
We're
industry.
totally coined and commercialized it, and they're watching us, and then they will come to like these big, big theme parks like Universal Studios and watch and come in and take notes too. But yeah, it's a thing
That's cool.
in the
The
UK.
Here in America, the closest thing we have to anything like that is some colleges will have what's called a museum exhibition design. And that is it's a cross-discipline class, and it teaches lighting,
Mhm.
eyesight, composure, color palettes, all the sort of things you would need to know to run a haunt.
Right.
So I mean that's what we have right now, but yeah,
Yeah.
I think that'd be great. But so far, man, the best teacher everyone has is the
It's
experience. So
the
you want to learn
experience. You
about haunts
gotta
for the
get it.
haunts.
Yes, you gotta get out there. And I just want to say this: the Florida University, they just opened up a new program because they asked me if I want to spend $50,000 to attend. But
Oh, I
they
got an answer for that one.
right, they have an immersive entertainment program out there, and
That's
which
great.
makes
That's
sense
great.
in Florida because all the theme parks and all that stuff. But we'll
Oh
get more into
yeah, the escape
we'll,
rooms, all the
yeah,
haunts. Yeah.
we'll get more into that. But let's go into horror news in a minute. You ready? Let's do
I'm so
this.
ready. My body is ready.
Let's go. Happy New Year. I mean, not Happy New Year's. Happy anniversary.
No, let's
Yep,
start
that's
now. Happy
scary.
New Year's.
I know, right? Let's get it. What is in our drink? What is in our coffee? Let's see. Um,
The tears of my
just coffee.
enemies.
Yeah, no vodka. But here we go. Horror news in a minute. Let's go. All right, guys. So DC and Warner Brothers are probably having an interesting staff Zoom call this morning after their latest big budget movie, Joker 2, couldn't snatch the top spot at the box office over the weekend. Meanwhile, lunchtime at Cineverse probably includes a pizza party for their indie hit Terrifier 3, which was victorious. Let me just say this. It took the number one spot, earning of 18.3 million in the American debut. And sadly, Joker couldn't even get second runner up because the animated film Wild Robot came in 13 million and Joker came in 7.5 million at settling for number 3. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Warner Brothers. Okay, this is a cool little fun fact about Smile 2, because since we're talking about Smile 2, the upcoming sequel, which opened, it's now everywhere in theaters, Smile 2, includes a shining example of a Hollywood legend offspring taking up the family business. Yes, introducing Ray Nicholson, Jack Nicholson, Jack Nicholson's son, 32-year-old son, who shares a resemblance of his father. Ray has been in some great indie films since his debut in 2006. Such as the Benchwarmers, including Emerald Fennell's Promising Young Women in 2020. But Smile 2 may be the first time that audience realize who his famous dad is, especially if they are fans of The Shining. And I gotta see this. I gotta post. Look at the resemblance. Oh my goodness. And it's so funny. They both starred they're both in horror movies, and you got Jack Nicholson in The Shining right there, and then you got Ray Nicholson in Smile 2. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, moving on. Friday, this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is National Haunted House Day. Yes, I'll just say it, National Haunted House Weekend. Gathered the brave and the chickens, friends and family, and go out and visit your local haunted house. Yes, it is October. And it is National Haunted House Weekend. And so go out and go to a haunted house, enjoy yourself in a safe and controlled environment. It's going to be really, really, really fun. And yeah. And next we have in the studio today our special guest that killed it in House and Star Wars and Oz and all the TV shows. NY, like, first of all, I must say this actor, we've seen him in every hit TV show and film, and I'm so blessed and honored to have him in the studio today. We got Peter Jacobson in the house, and stay tuned right here on Yep, That's Scary.
What does these Halloween horror and haunted house influencers have in common?
You are watching That's Scary.
You're watching That's Scary.
You're watching That's Scary.
'Tis the season to be scary. So stay scary with us and stalk us now and join your new horror family.
Yes, 'tis the season to be scary. Dude, what do you like? First of all, let's talk. Can we talk about Terrifier 3 coming in on top? Did you expect that to happen?
No, absolutely not. I thought it was too gross for theaters, like, period. I'm not personally saying I thought it was too gross. I just thought the mainstream audience would be like, nah, I'm not doing this. And wow, what a surprise. Like, this is definitely like, suddenly we have like I almost want to say the new king of indie horror. Like, this is like this is what horror is about, where it's the underdog winning. Like, from the beginning, you'd have horror movies were always a big hit with the studios, because the studios like, okay, we'll just put a little bit of fake blood in this, have someone scream, and then we'll make a bunch of money. Like, Friday 13th, perfect example of that. Every iconic legendary film, it's like very little money got put into it, a whole lot of money came back.
Yes.
So suddenly someone did that without a studio. So now, yeah, absolutely, the darling of indie horror right now.
Yeah,
congratulations,
and
guys.
that's
for real.
Yeah, congratulations. And that was the horror, I guess, history in the beginning. I mean, it didn't get the studios, it didn't get the big, theater chains. It was indie. Horror was indie back in the day, and it made a huge smash hit. And to see now, these big studios are making some amazing films. Some not so amazing, some are amazing, but
there's something very special about a horror movie. Either you can or you can't. And the secret is, again, like the heart you put into it. When you watch any of the footage involving any of the crew from the entire franchise, they're having a good time. That translates immediately into watching it. You can't fake that. When you try to fake that, you end up having a really terrible bomb in the theaters. I'm not going to point fingers, but we all know who we're talking about. Congrats, Terrifier, for sure.
You're ready. You're poking the bear. You're poking the bear.
If you do not stir the pot, the stew burns.
Yeah, you're so right about it. And we don't want burnt stew.
That's the excuse I make for making fun of people.
I love it. So, and let me just say this. It's National Haunted House Weekend, I call it. But Friday was the National Haunted House Day. But with our haunted house backgrounds, what do you think about haunted houses nowadays? Are you going to go to haunted house?
I'm amazed there's a holiday. Back in my day, we didn't have a holiday. We had the Satanic Panic.
I don't know what that is.
You work at the haunted house. Back in the 80s, I'm totally aging myself here, but the Satanic Panic, it was Dungeons and Dragons, haunted attractions, spooky, scary stuff. Like, if you were a horror nerd back then, like, They
That's
thought you
what
were a
it was.
serial killer right off the bat. And now
Right,
it's
right.
like embraced. It's a full
It's
industry, a
embraced.
full culture. Like now there's
Yeah.
conventions.
There's
Man,
conventions and
man, that's
associations.
crazy.
I know. Yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep.
But yeah, I
And
love so sorry, go ahead. I
no,
went
I
on
was
a
gonna
tangent
no, I was
again.
gonna ask you, are you gonna go to see some haunted houses?
I already have immediately. Like as soon as it's hoodie weather, the hoodie comes on and I go to a haunt. And the first one I went to this season was probably very bittersweet for me because it was so good. It's going to be real hard to top it. Like it could be downhill for all the rest of my visits. I went to
Really?
Nightmares 8 over in Douglasville. It's on the west side of Atlanta. And full disclosure, I was actually a cast member, property guy for makeup. I was a cast member and I did makeup there for a season or two. And man, I love those kids to begin with. So I worked with them and I loved the show. And it was this tiny little place coming out of a warehouse, lots of heart, lots of energy got put into it. The showrunners there, like they do it out of love, obviously. And then because of my film career and everything else, I couldn't really go back. And I
Mhm.
come back 7 years later and it's in a new location. It's now 3 full-size haunts. It's oh my God, like it's like we all know that Netherworld is like the king of haunts here in
Mhm.
Atlanta, and probably all of the Southeast. Definitely one on top of the country. Nightmares Gate is Netherworld better watch your asses because Nightmares
It's
Gate
getting up
came
there.
out of nowhere swinging a chainsaw. It
Wow.
was almost exhausting the amount that you go through. And oh my God, dude, it was absolutely incredible. Immediately one of my top favorite haunts. I mean, as my home haunt or as my newly adopted home haunt, absolutely it's gonna have a special place in my heart. But man, they nailed it. Like I'll tell everyone, go there. And the great thing is it's kind of like on the opposite side of all the other haunts in the Atlanta area. So it's not as crowded. Like you get in and out quickly. I was there
Wow.
opening night and I went in at the right time. And it
Mhm.
was like, man, got through every single haunt. I got to take my time. I got to really look at the acting and the set pieces and the special effects. And oh my God, it was so good. So good. I'm
Are
probably going back. Going back
so
with a bunch of people for sure.
yes, and piggybacking off of that, you guys go to a haunted house, go to your local haunted house, support them,
Yes.
have fun,
Support the arts.
enjoy it, get
Mm.
scared. You know,
Yeah, you're there to get scared.
yeah, what I love about horror is you can lose some weight. You can lose some weight watching it in theaters, watching it at home, Netflix and then chilling, and you can lose weight by running at a haunted
Netflix
house
and
and having a
run.
good time. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. I love it.
In the entertainment world of haunted attractions and theme parks, VFX Creates is a leader in Q entertainment, promotional tools, startle and scare props, animated characters, and more.
All right, looking to be a part of the community while getting the 401 on Halloween horror and haunted industries happening. Well, you're in luck. The word on the street is that, yep, That's Scariest now has a Patreon accepting like-minded individuals to engage, participate, and have a little fun with our new horror community. Get exclusive content, merch, and messages from the cast, from me. Be invited to some exclusive members only and notable horror events. Sign up to become a Patreon member today. Yes, and we want to thank our sponsor, VFX Create. Step into an extraordinary world of practical effects and horror props that will transcend boundaries. Whether you're a seasoned haunter like Jason Thompson or a budding diehard horror enthusiast, their cutting-edge props empowers you with frightening scares that will have you unleashing your creativity like never before. Visit vfxcreate.com. And I just want to say, if you like to position your business in front of our audience, be a sponsor. Email us at yepthat'sscary@gmail.com. Yes. Oh my goodness. I am so ready for this interview. I'm excited.
Yeah.
We got the
Oh,
men of
by the
the
way,
hour.
real
Yes.
real quick on the last sponsor, like that guy
Yes.
was great. He's a great fabricator. Like I
VFX.
love that you mentioned his
Yes.
name in that to vouch for him. Oh yeah, dude, solid work. Solid work. He's great.
Yes, yes, and there's a
Yeah.
video up on the show. We have a little buddy that's our fan at Yep, That's Scary, and and the parents surprised. It was his birthday, and the parents surprised him with one of the VFX puppets. We have the footage, and I'm going to. I want to share it. Yes, yes, and those things are expensive, but you should see the kid's reaction when he got this puppet.
I can't wait to see it.
Amazing. It was amazing. So, we have the man of the hour, and let me just say this: I am so excited to have him in here. I keep saying it because I felt like I was being pranked. When I was like, wait, I have an opportunity to have Peter Jacobson on the show. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
that's cool.
Like, I ran to my dad and I was like, oh my gosh, like you would never guess who we have coming on to the show. And he's like, wait a minute, like I watch these, these TV shows. So I'm like, yes, like he has a wonderful resume. And I'm just so blessed to have him here and to talk about Smile 2, which is one of my favorite movies because it's different. It's just a different beat, a different feel, and so and I'm excited to have him in. And so, are you ready to do this interview with me? Like, happy anniversary!
Ready to be awkward in front of another celebrity.
No, we're not be awkward. We're gonna vibe and have a good old time. Ladies and gentlemen, in our studio, we got Peter Jacobson. Let's go. How are you? We are ready.
Thanks for joining us.
We are ready. I'm so sorry the claps. Everyone is excited in the studio.
I don't know how people got into my room. That's security.
How are you doing today, sir?
I'm great. What a great introduction. That's really fun. And I'm going to be as awkward. Jay, I'm as awkward as you, so it'll be good.
Oh yeah. Let's do it.
Awesome. A great awkwardness. We were talking about haunted houses and Halloween. Do you celebrate Halloween? Do you go out and trick or treating?
I don't. I mean, I went through the stages. As a young person, I was in it fully. Then I got terrified by it because I grew up in the city, and suddenly it became about eggs and toilet paper and scaring the hell out of me. And so there was some point in my adolescent years when I sort of turned against it. And then I was a little bit older for it, but then I was a dad, and so then I got to do the other angle. And
that's the best part, the dad side of Halloween. Sure.
Yeah, treating. Yeah, that's so awesome. So I want to say thank you so much for being on the show. We're so excited to have you. Could you tell everyone who Peter Jacobson is as an actor and a father and a human being?
Wow. All right, you got some time? Who am I as an actor? Right now I'm here because I'm on this fabulous new movie, Smile 2, the sequel to Smile, which was an extraordinary event, and this is triply extraordinary. It's only my second actual horror film that I've been in. So who am I as an actor? Not, versed in the horror genre, but I've slain a bunch of zombies.
Yes, you have.
I've been on Fear the Walking Dead, so I know a bit of that. Actually, bruised a rib, my first zombie kill on set, and
I heard that.
It was a little, it was a little concerning, but I got over it and killed many more zombies in episodes to come. And so being on Smile was great fun. It was I'm not so deeply involved in the actual terror. My character is a little bit more low key, but instrumental to the story and a lot of fun. But just being in that realm and working with Parker and Naomi and being on set and talking about the things I'm talking about in the movie. I mean, this is a terrifying film. So to be in that world was really, really thrilling and great. And as a dad, I'm hoping that my son will enjoy it as much as I think he will. I know he and all his friends are into this stuff. And, there's a lot of people who are going to see this movie who are going to be really thrilled by it.
Yes. Thank you for sharing that. So, I want to talk about your career a little bit. You played in a lot of TV shows that are just so iconic. House, and Fear of the Walking Dead. How is it transporting from TV to film? Is it different? Is it more camaraderie being on TV with a full cast, especially a strong TV show, or is it different, or is it just work for you? Like how is it between filming TV and a full length movie?
That's a good question. definitely TV. If you're lucky enough to get on a show that's lasting for a while and your character's on it for a while, that really becomes your family. I mean, I was on House I did like 96 episodes over 5 seasons, and that's 9 months out of the year for 5 years. You're sort of growing up together. I mean, I came on that show, it was already a big hit, so I didn't really evolve it from the beginning, but you become part of a family, and the crew, it's a huge group of people, and you're there every day, long brutal days, having really, really great fun, and to be on a show like that was such a hit. It was really exciting, because you're just getting to do a lot of fun stuff. And then same with Fear the Walking Dead. This is an established show, you got a crew that knows their stuff, and it's a smooth running machine when you get on a show like this, and that it's just a joy. You really get to know people and be part of their lives, and they're part of yours. Being on a film, I've been blessed with being on really great, fun projects. This was one of them. Naomi is amazing, and Parker was just fantastic. And, that trickles on down. So the crew you're having a good time, but it is not the same kind of duration. You're not in it for as long. My experience can be different from Naomi's because it's her movie and she's in it every day. The bigger your role, the more days you're working, the more you're, getting to be part of that family. I was a little bit more in and out as Morris in Smile. So my experience so far has been much more TV oriented. And I would say that, though in general, while most films, the most you do on a film is, a few months and then you're done. But one of the joyous parts about acting for me, from stage to theater, stage to TV, is that you really do go sort of move from family to family. It's not like you're working at the same place every day for your whole life. And it's one of the things that I've just loved the most about acting.
That's awesome. That's so awesome. Your role as Dr. Taub in The House is one of the most iconic performance and that people talk about to this day. What was it like working alongside of Hugh Laurie, and how did the dynamic between your characters develop over the years?
I loved working with Hugh. It started off, I was probably more scared then than I was on Smile 2. It's like, you're stepping into this very established hit show. Hugh is a massive talent, and he's as generous and lovely and obviously brilliant and funny as he is, anything else. He's really hugely talented, and so he sets a high bar. So I was intimidated right out of the gate, and my entry into that show, into that world, was this weird real reality show. I was sort of auditioning every episode. I had like 9 episodes to prove myself, both on the show and in real life. And then fortunately I got picked to be a regular. So they liked my character. There was stuff that was working, and how that dynamic builds. It's a real dance between myself and Hugh and the writers. And I think they got to know me as my episodes evolved and started writing to my strengths. And apparently one of my strengths is, getting the shit kicked out of me and being teased.
That's a strength.
We all have our strengths, right? I think they realized that Dr. Taub and House had a really sort of fun dynamic, and something there that was really worth mining for some comedy. And fortunately, they sort of leaned into it, and it became a thing over 5 years. And I mean, for me, that's just the greatest fun, because the writers are writing to you. They get to know you as a person. They're writing to your strengths. Hugh can do anything. And so to be able to act with him and play with him was just, the joy of my career. So.
That's awesome.
Quick question. You said you built a relationship with the writers on the show. How much influence did you have in the course of your character's development?
That's a great question. It's a big show. I'm not the lead. It's an ensemble piece, and most importantly, I'm not a writer. But but I have had the pleasure of working with really great writers, and I can really tell when I've got them. And House was just an incredible staff. And what I mean by that is that you can tell as an actor when a writer, if you're going on with episodes over time and you realize that the writers are sort of writing to your strengths. They sort of, hopefully the character is a stretch in terms of who I am, and I get to push boundaries, but they're sort of vibing on who Peter is and what I do best, and how they can facilitate me bringing that to this character. That does not always happen. So while I was, to your question, I was never really writing actual lines, but it's a dance. So that, they're the writers and they're giving me what to say. Every now and then I might have made an adjustment here or there, or stumbled upon an improv line or something that really worked and we kept it. But I'm respectful of their domain and they of mine. And again, it's something that we sort of learn to do together with them doing the actual writing.
You had your career is so awesome, and I feel like every project you get on, it's just uplifting you, and it's such a blessing. What has been the best takeaway that you can say about your career that you're most grateful for and thankful for?
Well, acting's a nutty career. I mean, there are a lot of nutty careers, but it's basically defined by insecurity and up and down and what's next and expectation and disappointment. I mean, my work as an actor is to audition and try to get parts. I do that all the time. And the amount of times I actually get cast relative to how much I'm trying to get cast, I probably get cast 5%. I get work 5% of the time I'm trying to get work. That's probably pretty average, or maybe that's even more because I've been lucky enough to work pretty steadily. It's really hard. So for me, the thing I've taken from is the mental strength that you need to develop over the years. And again, I'm saying this from a place of appreciating that I've had a lot of really great parts and great projects, and that builds on itself and that helps get you some wind at your back. But I am not without a lot of long, periods of not working or periods of doubt. And you gotta, but I've learned over the years how much I love it and how much I want to do it. I've never wavered in my desire to do it. And so if anything, I think I've just gotten tough. I don't think I was so tough when I started, but I'm tougher now and I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, but
able to play great roles.
Yes. Oh, yes. Tell me, looking back at your roots, how did your upbringing in Chicago and your education at Brown University shape your path as an actor?
Well, I grew up, it's interesting sort of connection in that my father, since I was a very little kid, was a TV newscaster. And they were set up in the 70s. They were one of the first local stations to sort of set up like the live newsroom as the backdrop. Usually it was like you're in a studio, but they opened up and they had these guys sitting at a desk and the newsroom was behind, sort of blurred, but working.
Yeah, that's a standard format now.
Well, now it is, but back then it wasn't. And they started in the early 70s, and it was a very alive, dramatic place. Now, it was not scripted, TV comedy or drama or film, but it was journalism, and there were a lot of live interviews. And I watched my dad sort of on his feet in front of a camera, and I would go to the newsroom at night and watch him get makeup put on, and then afterwards he'd have it taken off. And he was in this sort of, cameras everywhere, and it was alive. And I think something caught me with that. I loved the idea of that kind of drama, even though journalism is obviously very different. And then I was doing plays and getting to Brown. There was such an alive theater community there. Every month I was in a different play, and I was in a group of kids my age. We were all, directing plays, acting in plays. It was 4 years of just drama and, crazy. And so I left there and went from there to Juilliard in New York to really actually focus on training. By then I really sort of decided, okay, I'm going to go for this because I don't want to waste 4 years. I was 26 years old. I was still in school. I had a locker. I was 26 years old.
Juilliard's a big deal. That's a real big deal. Even getting to that school. Congratulations.
Thank you. But that's not a lot of adult growth in your 20s, in world.
Oh, no.
I was just
theater.
I was in the theater world, and so by the time I graduated, I was like, I'm going for it, and then did a lot of theater in New York, and then TV started calling and film, and here I am in Smile.
Oh, awesome!
From Shakespeare to Smile, man.
Yeah,
that's a fun track.
I got to say, if you've seen it. Naomi Scott is giving a Shakespearean performance. Okay, this is this is the terror and the drama is so high, it is so intense, and she brings a humanity to it. She's so real, she's so engaged. It's such a brilliant performance, and it is her film. And it's really it's huge. And Shakespeare, the stakes are that high too. And
that's some high praise.
And Smile, but I don't say that easily. It is a Shakespearean performance.
Oh,
Wow.
great. I love it. I'm in. Do you have to sell me that
Go.
hard?
Get in the theaters.
Yes, and it's out right now in the theaters. And let's shift to Smile 2.
I
Smile
just pushed you there, didn't I? Sorry, I don't know if there's
no, you're totally good. You're totally good.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Smile 2 is about to embark on a new world tour. Global pop sensation Sky Riley begins to experience increasingly terrifying events, overwhelmed by escalating horrors and pressure of fame. She must face her dark past and regain control of her life before it spirals out of control. Let's actually look at the trailer, shall we? This is
I love the
Smile.
trailer so much.
Yeah, this is Smile 2 with Peter Jacobson. Here we go.
I need you to listen to me. Something really bad happened. You remember Louis Fergoli from high school? I went to his apartment. But when I showed up, Louis?
No, get away from me! What?
He was smiling at me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sky Riley, you are in the middle of a big world tour. You okay?
I keep seeing this face everywhere.
This thing is a parasite. You witnessed a death. Now it's latched onto you.
911, what's your emergency?
I've traced a string of deaths to you. Nobody has survived longer than a week.
Sky, pull it together and get back out there.
No, I will not let this thing use me.
How do we stop it?
We need to kill you first.
What? We have to end it! No matter what! You're not in control! I am!
I need to stop it, but I don't know how.
Oh wow! First of all, I get chills. You know, my family, we're a huge Smile movie. We love it. When we found out that it was Smile 2 was happening, we got really excited for this.
That trailer psychs me up too. What a well done trailer! Everything.
Yeah.
About it is
And there's so many people that I know that I enjoy as actors that are in it, and then I found out that my good buddy John Rua is in the film, and I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I'm in Smile 2, and I'm like, what are you doing? He's a dancer, and so it makes sense because there's dancers in there. So I'm like, I'm excited for this. I feel like I'm part of the Smile 2 family now that we have you on the show. So let's talk about your. Go ahead.
I was going to say it's been a long. I'm a really jaded film goer, and this trailer actually got me excited to see the movie. And I can't really recall the last time a trailer made me feel that excited about a film. So yeah, congrats!
Yes.
I look forward to seeing this.
Yeah. So what drew you to the character of Morris in Smile 2? Was there something specific about the role that excited you or challenged you as an actor?
Yeah, I mean, I could tell this is a huge film. You're talking about dancers. As you can see, I don't need to say anything. You can tell how big this movie is. Where they went from the first one, they have exploded it. Morris, though, he's not on that scale. He's this sort of mysterious outsider, and he's very intent on helping. He's got a lot of information. He's dealt with the terror in the past, and he wants to help. And and so there's a certain, I wouldn't say quiet, but there's a certain real intensity to what he's doing with Sky in this film. And he really, he's compassionate, and he's really sad, and he really wants to make things okay, and he wants to save her. And those are all very human, human feelings, and a testament to what Parker has done. He's written real characters. And again, I talked about Naomi having playing, it's, as you can tell, it's a huge performance. The movie, she is the movie. It's that level. She has to sustain that, but she does it from a human place. And Jay, you had said earlier something about the joy or the fun on a set, that's contagious, and you can't fake that when
Yeah, absolutely.
When the people are enjoying doing it, you can't fake that. You can't fake real people. You can't fake real circumstances. You can't fake real relationships. And that's to Parker. He's this is not just about jump scares. And even though he's taken this and quite miraculously decided and with a lot of balls decided to go that much further, he's kept it grounded. It is grounded in real people, and real relationships, and real, it's weird to say real circumstances, because these circumstances are not what we know. And the schism between reality and what's not real is what makes this movie so terrifying. But with that kind of largeness, Naomi is real. She is totally in it, and you believe these people in these relationships, and that's what's scary about this movie.
Yeah, it's so funny. I feel like every horror movie has to have that one person that helps, or that's been somewhere or had that terror in their past and made it out or survived, and they're coming with that message of help and SOS. And when I found out that it was you, I got so excited, because I was like, I like, speaking of human connection and real people, it totally felt like you could be that person. You know what I mean? Like, you could be that one guy that says, "Hey, I've been through this. Let me help you out." And it's just, and it's it excites me. Well, my question is to you: what was it like working with director Parker Finn on Smile 2? How did his vision influence your portrayal of Morris?
Well, he's very specific. I mean, he's written a script. I mean, part of what drew me was how this was such a well fleshed out character. You said you were excited that, there's somebody out there who's been through some of this, and he, that's what excited me too. It was like, this is a real human. This is a person who's got a real backstory, and he's got a real purpose in this film. So that excited me on the page. And then when I saw the first movie, I was like, okay, this guy, Parker, has got he has got an eye that is unique. It is, the horror genre, as you guys know, is a crowded field, and he broke through with Smile, which is in itself a feat. And he said, all right, well, I'm going to do that once. Now watch me do this twice.
Yeah.
Okay. So I love who he is in his guts and his and his energy and his confidence, and he wrote it. So all I can do before we get there is to see what's on the page. And I was like, well, this is a real person in this insane world. And Parker was there. He is just he's relentless. The film is relentless. He is relentlessly committed to every moment, and he is there in the trenches with you. Some directors, they know what they want, but they don't know how to communicate it. Some directors, they don't know what they want, and they communicate that they don't know what they want, and that's a whole nother. Parker's coming at you from 360 degrees. He knows what he wants. He can take you very specifically to things, and that he's got you there, these actors, because he wants their vision as well. So it becomes a dance. And right away with Parker, it was that kind of flow, and I just loved it. And again, you're seeing a movie that's not just about jump scares. He's got a unique horror eye. He's doing things with the camera to say in 2024 in this genre that are unique. I think that's saying something.
Yeah, that's really cool. How was it? How was the audition process? What was it like when you got the role of Morris?
Well, getting it, I saw the script, and right away I was like, oh, I'm glad somebody out there wants me to read for this, because I feel like this is a good fit for me. It's different now since COVID. Everything is done remotely pretty much. So, you're not meeting people in the room, which I used to love to do, because it's, there's more of a human connection. So you got to bring it all to the screen like we're doing here and now. And, we've all found our way now in the world. And I think, we're learning how to connect this way. So fortunately, it also affords you the opportunity with auditions to sort of craft more carefully your performances in an audition because you're doing it on your own. So he saw a tape of mine and must have seen something right away that jumped out at him. And then I got a chance to meet him on a Zoom call with the producers and the casting directors. And at that point, then we get to talk about it and then we get to work it. And he's taking what he sees already works for him and what I'm doing. And then he's got ideas and I've got ideas. And so we had a really lovely time on a Zoom call where we were all working on it and trying different things, seeing what might work, what might not. And then you say, thank you, goodbye. And then you wait. And I've done
and you wait sometimes.
You try to and I was like, I want that role. I want to be that. But every day that goes by, you're like, I didn't get it. And then, I think I was at the auto dealership getting my car, my brakes. And I got a call from my agent. I was like, all right, I don't know what this is. You got an audition for, Grey's Anatomy coming. I don't know, whatever. And then, and she was like, you got Smile, you got Morris. And I was like, oh shit, I forgot. That's great. I love it. Want to be in a project.
Yes.
This thing's already getting great reviews. It's going to be huge. And I knew then it was a part I wanted to play. And now having been to the premiere and seeing having seen it, I know this was something I really wanted.
How was the premiere? How and where was it? Was that in LA or was it overseas?
In LA, and that was great fun. It was at Paramount, and they decorated up really nicely, and it was just great fun. It was nice to see the people that I worked with on the film again, and there was a lot of people who I guess they invite influencers to these things now. That's a big part of it. People were into horror, and they're so I saw a lot of people doing a lot of posting and whatever it is that you guys do and casting. I'm a little bit of later generation, so it's still sort of interesting and weird to me to see how it works. But people were loving it and making a lot of noise. And as I've been saying, see it in the theaters. There's a huge, beautiful theater at Paramount, and it's a communal experience.
Yes,
for sure. Always
1,000 people are all getting the shit scared out of them. You said before you lose weight. That's great.
Yes.
I love that. I think I lost 2 pounds just watching this movie. It's not. That I'm just total stress. I mean, I'm a stressor anyway, but like I was sweating. This is a scary movie.
Wow.
So go see Smile 2 and lose weight.
Yes. I mean, we see horror trending. We see horror movies trending. After Smile 2 is out, do you see that you may pick up some more horror gigs or see yourself in more horror movies? Because I can see some.
I sure hope so.
Yeah, how'd you like transitioning from drama and into horror? What's that like for you? Are you into it?
Well, I'm totally into it, and it's the transition. For any actor, even for Naomi, I mean, talk about a transition. But I think if you asked her, she would say that from an actor's perspective, it's not a huge transition. I mean, it is. From the outside perspective, it is big. It's like I was on House and doing an independent film here, this TV show here, and then suddenly I'm in this big horror movie. That is a big transition. But from my perspective, from my work and what I'm doing on set, I'm just finding the truth in this character and studying the scene and working with the director and the actors and listening and doing what I do, which is find what's real in between me and her, and what are the stakes? What are we trying to achieve in this scene? Now, what I did love and notice what is different is it's dark, and and the stakes are really through the roof. But I didn't, I wasn't, I'm not a demon in this one. I'm not a monster. Well, I'm not saying I'm let you see it. I'm not going to spoil anything. But from what you can see in the trailer, there's a humanity to me. So in terms of part of the filmmaking, that's very real. That's what I've been doing for 30 years. And then everybody else makes it crazy.
Oh my gosh. I'm excited. I'm smiling from ear to ear, y'all. So many horror films leave lasting impressions on viewers. Do you feel there was anything about Smile 2 or a portrayal of Morris that will resonate deeply with the audience?
Again, as we were talking about just before, that what makes a really scary movie scary is that you're looking at real humans going through real experiences. So I feel like Morris brings a humanity there that will sort of people get sucked into real relationships and to people who seem real, and then suddenly everything goes sideways. So I would hope that Morris adds that to the film. I certainly would say that Naomi brings, again, such a grounded reality and sympathy to, again, nobody's gone through what Sky Riley is going through, but you're watching Naomi Scott bring her presence and her version of terror to this, and it's so real. She is so in it. She is so believable, and she is so terrified in this film and doing what you imagine you would do in those circumstances, and that is unique, and that will carry on. That is why this film, that is why this is a solid, good, scary movie. It is not just, there's nothing cheap about this. This is her performance, and she carries the audience every step of the way with her terror.
Man, I mean, I wish I was a fly on the wall watching this taping, because it seemed like, you have experience with these actors, and I just want to be there. I just want to be in the room and just soak it all in too. You know what I mean? Like I need that.
When we do Smile 3 and Smile 8, you'll give me a call.
Well, my
Smile
question
3
is
in 3D.
Yeah, well, my question
You
is,
guys can have that one, by the way.
my question is, would this character be in a next Smile, or?
I've been asked that a lot, and I have no idea. It would
You have
be.
no idea.
I would be thrilled beyond belief to have Morris continue, and I'm just going to have to see.
Yes. Were there any memorable moments of experience on set while filming Smile 2 that stood out for you? How did those moments shape your overall experience with the project?
They were late nights. I mean, they were doing night shoots, and so there were times when we had to go. We're like at 4 a.m, and in between takes, where setups we're all sort of crashed on the bed and the couch, and so then you wake up and you're like, all right, no, I'm here, I'm in it. So I will not forget that. But I've been around a lot. I've shot in some pretty crazy conditions. But these were pretty nutty. But again, it's because the intensity was so high. Naomi was bringing so much terror to it, and some of the stuff we were shooting required her to be in this state of terror over and over again. I mean, you appreciate it as an audience when you're jumping out of your seat, or making your partner bleed because you're squeezing their arm too tight. But you don't realize that Naomi is doing it 15, 20 times, that same thing, and doing it differently, or just doing it again because the light went out and they need to do it again. She's got to repeat that performance because the lighting is wrong, or somebody forgot a line, or they just want to try it a different way. Or she wants to, suddenly something occurs to her in that terror, like, that was great, we've got that in the can, but now, because I'm a thinking actor, I want to try it this way. And let's see if we can even go here. And because Parker is so generous and so wants to create, and everybody's wanting to create, that means you're buying into a lot of different takes. And so I was pretty impressed by her stamina. And I will take from that inspiration, that in those moments in my career when I'm like, all right, I got to do it again, because that'll happen. You get tired, like anybody at work. There are moments when you're like,
right. I gotta
think of like 4 a.m. in upstate New York. It's really dark, and Naomi, some light blew out. Naomi's got to go again, and she went 110% that time. That'll inspire me.
Wow.
Hell yeah. More high praise. I'm really excited to watch this.
I can't say enough. She's fabulous.
I'm hoping some award nominations come from this.
I think about that. I was watching. I was like, horror films, they don't usually get, they don't get seen in that way, but she's remarkable. It would not surprise me at all if she starts getting some buzz in that regard. It's a monumental performance. It's really great.
That's so cool. That's so cool. Okay, so you mentioned being a dad and doing the dad things like trick or treating and whatnot. Okay, so we know Halloween. We love the fact that you get free stuff, candy. What's your favorite candy? I want to know, what is Peter's favorite candy to snack on?
I'm so old school, and I was so certain of how boring I am that I actually looked it up recently to see what's like the number one candy in the world. And I'm one of those people that makes number one. I'm just a Reese's guy.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. No, for real. Like, I'm a Reese's person. Butterfingers come second, but like, I'm
Baby
so
Ruth,
excited.
Baby Ruth is up there for me.
Baby Ruth is up there, yes. And
Reese's.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm glad you said that because I think it doesn't get praised. I love the fact that that these commercials are coming out, but I don't know about the changes. I don't know about the pretzel and the Reese's. I didn't try that. I like the original.
You're putting your finger on the problem that when
Yes.
something is that good and that popular, then people want to mess with it, and that's
Yes. I'm like, wait, what are you doing? Just keep it simple.
No, keeping it simple, they have not done. But some of the ones like the little, like the Christmas trees that come out and the pumpkins, they're playing with a combination that never fails. So I give them a lot of slack, but I'd also say be careful.
Yes, thank you.
I don't have a dog in this fight. I love.
No, you don't, Jay. But let me just tell you. Yeah, what's yours, Jay? What's yours?
Black licorice.
What?
Yeah, right.
Next,
candy, and I gotta back up.
Next,
like, no,
this is why you don't have a. Yeah, I mean, you talk about old school. That's old school right there.
I like old man candy. It's the weirdest thing.
I guess taffy. What is taffy and
like the little butterscotch things or grandma's rainbow ribbon candy? I don't.
Yeah,
I eat candy corn unapologetically.
Oh
my! Henry. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, I'll put Whoppers in my popcorn at the movies. I think that's about as normal as I get.
Yeah, no, that's my thing. I like Raisinets in my popcorn.
Yeah, for real.
You guys do that? You guys put candy in popcorn?
At the premiere, they had popcorn for everybody, and then they had a table with candy. I'd never seen that. It was like from Junior Mints to Kit Kat bars. I was Twix.
Really?
I'm putting it all in my popcorn.
Really? And it tastes good. I gotta try that.
Oh, chocolate and salt. That's what you're going
for. Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
I'll try that. So it's about time. We're about to wrap up here. But right now we have our guest final thoughts. And this is where you, Peter, get to tell everyone that's listening and viewing after this clip what you have in your pipelines and where they can find you. Are you ready for this?
I am ready for
All right. You guys, this is guest final thoughts. Here.
Oh, that's on. I thought I was going to see something else. My final thoughts are, I've got a couple independent films that I'm working on, but that's down the line. So my final thoughts are my current thoughts, which are go see Smile 2 in the theaters. It's lovely to see it on the couch and with your loved one, but you want the communal, terrifying experience. And this movie is terrifying. I'm all about Smile 2. That's my final thought. Go get in the theater and just have the shit scared out of you with your friends and family. It's great fun.
Awesome. Wait, hold up. You said these independent films coming out. Are you directing? Is this your director?
No, I'm acting.
Okay, you're acting. Okay, cool. Are there horror?
Not horror. No horror at the moment. So hopefully, Smile 2 will move my horror bona fides.
Yes.
Watch out, man. Fans are a different breed.
And let me tell you, we got some horror directors that are going to be watching this, so I'm sure they're going to be calling on you. And you guys check him out at Real P Jacobson on Instagram. You guys can get all his. I've been stalking you, but you guys can get all his upcoming things, pictures, and everything. He also has a Twitter account. No Facebook. Right.
Yeah. Again, I like
social media was a mistake anyway. It's all right.
Right. But you guys can check them out there. And I just want to say thank you so much for the time. Thank you for being on our show. We really do appreciate you, and thank you for being my favorite movie. Love it. Again, I cannot stress, and maybe I'm not communicating it right, but I cannot stress how much I appreciate you as an actor and hitting our all-time favorite TV shows. And my dad, we could sit there and watch you and enjoy your characters, all of them. And I just want to say thank you for that. You are a big part of my life. And also we have something in common. We were in CSI Miami together. So I just want to say that we were
in the same episode. We were both on the same show.
The same show, not the episode. I think it was on episode first season, but we were part of that. And so when I was doing my stalking on you, I was like, no way. So
we got a day with some in the future, but hey, that's very
yes, we
sweet of you
do.
to say. Any actor who hears that you have some kind of impact and that people appreciate your work, that's very, very generous of you, and I appreciate that. Thank you.
You do, and there's no lie there, and I just can't wait to see you in this film, and everyone go out and see Smile 2. Thank you so much for the time. I really do appreciate it.
All right,
take it easy. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Woo! Look, I'm sorry. We'll pull you out. We'll pull you out. But
right,
I'm excited. I'm excited.
When you're ready.
I'm sorry. I'm excited. I'm excited. Wow, you guys. I just want to say, what a show. Happy anniversary to Yep, That's Scary. Thank you so much, Peter Jacobson, for being here. Thank you, Jay Thompson, for just stepping in and just, being my co-host.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, man. This was fun. We should do this again.
Yes. And go out, you guys. Go out, see Smile 2. Also, go out to a haunted house. Get the crap scared out of you. Yeah. Again, we have an exciting show next Sunday at 2 p.m. Sunday at 2 p.m. live. We got a show for you next Sunday. And then I want to thank again Peter Jacobson, just a phenomenal actor. And I'm trying not to fan out. Thank you, Jason. Yeah. To our show supporters and sponsors, and to our live viewers watching our show today, thank you. Also, I want to thank you at home and work or in transit listening to this podcast for the love and support. Please remember to follow, like, subscribe, and share our social media channels so we can continue to engage while building our horror family. And again, happy anniversary to Yep, That's Scary fans.
Happy anniversary, 2 years.
Co-host, yes. 2 years and going strong. And remember, you guys, stay scary. Woo! Woo! Yo, if you like what you have just heard, subscribe now or forever hold your screams.